Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I do lifestyle and pregnancy videos. So if that's something you're interested in, please feel free to subscribe down below and give this video a like. Today, we are going to get into the third trimester video. I honestly feel like just yesterday I was making the I'm pregnant video, which I'll link down below, and the first trimester video, which is insane. By the time that you're seeing this, I will most likely be about 35 or 36 weeks pregnant if I haven't already had the baby yet. But if I have had the baby, there should be a I'm in labor video going up. You might see that video before this one, or you might see it afterwards. Either way, stay tuned. I have lots of content coming up for you. So the first thing that I want to get into is mental health, especially mental health for pregnancy, going through quarantine, 2020, 2021, because as you know, if you've been following along, or if you haven't, I've been pregnant throughout 2020 and 2021, and it's been extremely crazy. And I honestly, I've been feeling very unmotivated. Things that used to make me happy before just don't make me happy anymore. Like, not a lot of things even make me happy to begin with. I honestly probably just stare at a wall a lot of the time, and I try to push myself to go outside when it's not raining, which is rare, or I have people come over so that I can feel some interaction and not feel so down. Like, I definitely get that other people have it worse and their living situation might be awful, but I do feel like I am experiencing some kind of pregnancy depression, quarantine depression, just something, which is totally okay, especially because I can recognize what's going on and I can talk about it. So that's just something I've been going through, and I've been working on it. It's been really hard to even film YouTube videos. Like, I love this. I love sitting here and talking to the camera and creating the videos and editing it, but it's been really hard. So the next thing would be physically. Physically, I feel like I'm back to square one. My body has changed so much, going through changes and feeling nauseated and feeling really tired again, which is exactly like the first trimester. So like the second trimester, you kind of get out of the groove and then you just go back down. But I guess it's all worth it. So not only am I feeling more nauseated and tired, but the baby is really big now. So instead of those little kicks here and there and me complaining about him kicking my ribs, it's like full-on wave movements. Like, I can feel everything he does. He's in my ribs, he's like down below. At this point, I do have to say that he is head down. He's been head down for a couple weeks now. More than a couple weeks, actually. So we're getting to that point of labor, which is super close. I've also been experiencing those Braxton Hicks, and I can't say they're too painful, but I can say that they are extremely uncomfortable, and your stomach just turns into this rock, and it's awful. And then once it's over, especially if you have a couple in a row, you just feel bruised and exhausted. It's a little bit difficult for me right now to even like sit. The best things for me to do is stand or lay on my left side or my right side, depending, because he likes to hang out on my right side. So if I lay on my left side, there isn't as much pressure on my hips. And something else that came in my third trimester is swollen feet, swollen legs, swollen knees, swollen everything. I even wake up in the morning and my face is swollen, swollen fingers, although my ring still fits, so that's a plus. Just sometimes it is a little bit uncomfortable. And I was really hoping that I wasn't going to get any more stretch marks. Like, I already had the ones on my side and those ones were doing good. We're using bio oil on them. I actually switched to the bio oil gel, which actually absorbs way better than the bio oil. So if you have checked out that bio oil review and really liked it, highly suggest trying the gel as well. Now I have like, they're not even that big. They're probably like this big, and honestly I can't even see them, but they are right under my stomach. And the only reason I even found out they were there is because this is a little bit of a TMI, so if you don't want to hear this, skip out a couple seconds. My down there hair was getting really long, so I had to do a hack trim job, and I was like checking it out in the mirror to make sure it looked good, and I saw the stretch marks. And I was a little bit upset, and it instantly was like, oh my god, Casey, I have more stretch marks. But honestly, I think I'm okay with it. So another symptom is excessive hair. And I mean, my whole pregnancy I've had excessive hair, but I mean, I shave my armpits and then the next day there's like an inch of hair again, and honestly it's annoying but it's made my hair super long. Although my hair to begin with has always grown really fast and has always been I don't want to say thick, because my hair is not necessarily thick, but I do have a lot of it, so it thickens up, if that makes sense. Another thing that I started experiencing is overheating. It became spring just a couple days ago, but the weather has been getting a little bit hotter, maybe like in the 60s at best in the afternoon, although it's still like 20 degrees in the morning and night. So my body overheats really easily, and it feels like all the energy is just like leaking out of my body. My shoulders tighten up, my back tenses up. Like, it's kind of like that feeling right after your eyes like black out or do that little fuzzy thing and like you have to grab onto something, otherwise you're gonna fall. It's kind of like that. And I kind of knew that would be something that I would go through myself, only because I am not the hot weather type. I definitely, if I could move to Alaska, I would. Although I love the sun and like going to the river and the beach and all that, the heat is not my friend. So I'm at least happy that I'm not going to be pregnant in the summer. That is the one thing that I wanted not to happen, and thank goodness it didn't, because I would literally be dying my whole pregnancy. And I'm already not having a good time, so imagine how that would go. Along with the overheating, I would say my stomach acid got worse. My whole life, I've always had a problem with acid. I took papaya enzymes. At one point, I took like this medicine I was prescribed to take, but stopped taking it because I was just worried about the effects it could cause on my body. And then eventually, after my hormones started leveling out in high school, I was okay again. The acid has been really bad lately, so I did start taking medicine that was prescribed from my doctor, not the same one as what I used to take. I'm slowly weaning myself off of it so that that's not something I am dependent on. The acid is just super bad. I get heartburn. I get those lumps in my throat. And when you breathe, it's like breathing really minty air, no matter how cold or how hot it is. Or when you are eating food and you swallow it, it feels really cold. Again, no matter how hot it is. You're constantly like burping to try to get that out of your throat. And it's just extremely uncomfortable. I don't suggest it. So I do have ways of managing that. Either avoiding acidic things like, let's say, spaghetti or eating an orange or having lemonade, or I'll take medicine that day if I know I'll be eating something or drinking something that could cause me to some of those symptoms. One thing I did find odd, because my teeth have always been really sensitive to hot or cold no matter what I've done. So what I found odd was I actually started chewing ice, and I've never done that before, and I definitely don't go through my freezer biting all the popsicles. Like, that's just awful. If you do that, good for you. So I was drinking a coffee and I got, like, it was like one of those nitro lids or whatever without the straw, and a piece of ice got in my mouth and I just started chewing it, and it didn't hurt, surprisingly, but I actually enjoyed it. And then from then on, I actually craved to chew ice, which is extremely weird for me. So I googled it, and it turns out it may be a sign of iron deficiency, which makes sense because I have been anemic pretty much my whole pregnancy. So that is a good sign that I need to start intaking more iron. But something that's really different from the normal acts, something that's different from my normal. And honestly, I'm ready to pop out this baby. I need like an eviction notice or something. I'm ready for him to be here and for us to love unconditionally and for our family to love unconditionally. There's probably something I'm missing that I can't remember because my body has gone through a lot, and I appreciate what my body has done for me and helped me do. I appreciate all other mothers who have gone through pregnancy and or are going through pregnancy right now. I definitely admire each and every one of you. So keep it going, you got this. But without further ado, let's get into the usual bump update. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you. I'll see you guys in the next video and hope you're all having a great day.